Hello friends, now we will go to the SAP logon. This is SAP logon pad where you can log in your system and you can able to connect to your SAP system. Once you click on this login pad, you can find out the name of the server, whether it is a development, quality or a production. So that is called as the landscape of the SAP. So you have to click on the appropriate server where you want to store your data. To practicing, there is a server which is called as the IDAS server, which is provided by the SAP system. So you have to double click on that. System will ask you to maintain the user ID and password. After maintaining the appropriate user ID and password, the login screen will be open. This is called as the SAP Easy Access screen, where you can be able to put the transaction codes and you can be able to find out your T codes through the, or you can be able to access that particular T code in the system. So to access the configuration part, we have to enter the transaction code SPRO. This SPRO transaction code, which is used for the customizing of the SAP, or you can configure the system through the SPRO. Enter. Then click on the SAP reference IMG. Once you click on the SAP reference IMG, system will open the different kinds of nodes like the financial and accounting, where you can be able to maintain your finance and accounting related data. Okay, enterprise structure, where FICO consultant and consultant will define company code, controlling area. Okay, so different types are there. In controlling area, there is a controlling area which is maintained by the FICO consultant. In logistic, where you can be able to create a new plant which is done by the consultant. In sales and distribution, you can be maintain the sales organization, distribution channel. So these things are maintained in the SAP through the different system. After maintaining the data in SAP system, you can be able to create your organization structure according to your requirement. Now talking about a PS, you need to have a PS point of view structure you need to define in the system. So you have to go to the PS node. So there is a project system where you can be able to find out the different settings. So SAP have its own configuration maintained by the SAP through project system, that is called as a baseline configuration. But as to meet a business requirement or a client requirement, we need to do some add-on configuration in the system, and that is we will today learn in through this course. How the configuration or a prerequisite customization for a project system point of view we need to do in a system that can be carried by the project system under the project system node. So you have to click on the project system, structure, operative structure, work breakdown structure, coding mass, define special characteristics. So here you can be maintain the product length, that is how much length of that particular ID you need, that you can be maintain here, whether it can be 3 character, 1 character or 2 character. So I maintain 3 characters, so my ID is a 3 character. Then what kinds of special characters if you need, whether it is a slash, whether it is a hyphen, greater than, less than, that can be maintained in this particular area. After maintaining, you have to enter and save. So after each and every changes, system will ask you to create one request. So to create your own request, just click on the create request. I will show you how to create a new request. Then you have to maintain the request name, that always has a start with the PS module. So it is for the identification, you can be maintain PS, and then the name of that particular node. And if you want to identify by date, on which date it has been created, then you can be provided date for same. And finally save the request. After saving, system will generate automatically a request number along with a description, and you just click on the continue, so that request will be saved in the system. Now if I want to view that my request, there is a create a new session and the transaction code is a SE10. Then click on the your user ID is by default there. Then click on the display. You have to click on the customizing request and workbench request. So all the ABAP related requests which is saved in the workbench and all the configuration or customization request will be saved in the customizing request. If you release the request, then click on the release, otherwise in a modifiable just click on the display. So this is my request which is created in the system, as it is in a customizing request it can be shown there. Now you have to provide this request to the basis guy. You have to copy all the requests you have created for different node. You have to create a new request and you have to copy that request and you have to provide it to the basis guy, so he will able to transport that request into the next server, that is a development, quality and production. So he will transport that first from development to quality and later on quality to production. So this is the way of the creation of request. Define project coding mask.